A new federal wage rule increases temporary worker pay in the agriculture industry by 14%.
That could mean higher costs for growers and eventually higher prices for you. Ramey Cohen talked with one Central Georgia farmer about some of the challenges the wage hike could bring into play.
According to Lee Dickey, the co-owner of Dickey Farms, he says with the H-2A pay increase, his farm is going to have to cut back in different ways.
I mean, some of it may be doing without, right? It's okay, we can't install a new irrigation system that we may need.
The result may mean lower production.
You're not going to go pull peach trees out of the ground, but there are farmers, vegetables, other fruits, they're making decisions and saying, hey, I don't have 14%.
The H-2A program is used to temporarily allow people into the country to work on agriculture jobs.
And I think it's important for so many reasons for us to have, more of our own produce and food grown here in America.
But Dickey says this pay increase is adding on to other increases, such as fertilizer, fuel, and box costs. H-2A workers were making $11.99 per hour. Now they're making $13.68 per hour.
Comes as a surprise especially when it's that significant. There's just not availability of American workers on that temporary basis. If it was a year-round job, it would be different, but there's a lot of work to do in a very short period of time.
Dickey says during the peak of peach season, they could have anywhere between 70 to 80 temporary workers.
Peaches are and strawberries are very labor intensive, so it takes a lot of manual labor to be able to take care of the trees, prune, thin, harvest. That's all done by hand.
He says in agriculture, he can't increase his prices 20% in 1 year to make up the difference. So farmers are going to take part of the hit. In Musella, Ramey Cohen, 13 WMEZ News.
The new rule went into effect earlier this year. Currently, there is bipartisan legislation led by Senator John Ossoff and North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis to temporarily pause the wage increase, at least for the remainder of 2023.
Tonight, we're taking a closer look at how farmers get temporary workers. If farmers feel they're short-staffed and can't find folks willing to do the work in the states, they can work with the Department of Labor and U.S. Immigration Services to file H-2A applications. The standard filing process for the visa takes 75 days, according to farmers.gov. The farmer applies for a domestic job order and temporary labor certification.
The Department of Labor gives the farmer a final decision determining if temporary labor from outside the country is warranted. Then the farmer completes the visa petition and workers apply with the State Department and go through interviews. Finally, approved workers travel to the worksite and arrive on the start date with an arrival and departure record.